Cameron Smith is known for his smooth hits. When he swings his putt, you know magic is about to happen. The young golfer has been able to make a name for himself through his shots. He has a Claret Jug to prove just how good of a golfer he is. But what makes his swing so special? Watch this video to learn the secret behind his sorcerer swing. First up, what's so special? Despite being a newcomer and a relatively smaller golfer, Smith's name has quickly shot to fame. He's only 5 foot 11 inches and 170 pounds, yet he manages to own the ball with such power it's magnificent to witness. Let's look at the swing in question first, shall we? Cam holds the club as far out from his body as he can, and just beyond the line at the top. At the same time, he maintains a firm grip and a flat left wrist. He can make a large turn as a result, and this places him in a position to freely rotate through impact and strike good draws. Cam demonstrates you don't need to be really big or extremely strong to hit with power. It's all in the technique. This works well for a lot of players who think size is limiting the ability to shoot harder and farther. His skills have earned him the top rank among golfers. He has won 6 PGA Tours and 2 international tours and has 33 top 10 finishes. On top of that, he's made bank too. His current winnings stand at more than $27 million. Now that's what we call cha-ching. For all newbies, you can also become successful if you just hone your techniques. If you want to mimic Cam's swing, you need to keep these 6 things in mind. Number 1, the setup. Before you even touch the ball, there are a few key things to keep in mind. If your stance is incorrect, chances are you aren't going to get the shot you wanted. So before you think about swinging the club, keep the setup in mind. Cameron's first tip: pretend the ball isn't there. A lot of people get too bogged down in trying to hit the ball, so they lose their rhythm. They perform much better when they are just doing practice swings. This is the key to nailing your flow. Just focus on the swing and not the ball. In Smith's case, the way he stands is an old school stance. It is all about having his upper back more rounded than what you see on tour and his tailbone pointing downward. He is not really extending for the ball, as his arms are simply hanging from his shoulders. Pro golfers will recognize that this is a perfect position. Once you've nailed that down, it's time for the next step. Number 2, the takeaway. The takeaway is equally as important. Your club must be perfectly aligned with the ball and the ground before you hit. If that isn't the case, your ball will go in the wrong direction. No matter how good the rest of your posture was, the takeaway determines the direction your ball will take. If you look at the footage of the 29-year-old golfer, you'll notice something strange. It appears that his club's heel is higher than the toe, meaning that his angle is way too flat. But it's all a deception. Don't let Cam's slightly toe-down club face position mislead you. He has rotated his left arm quite a bit. The club head is covering his hands, which is more important to the outcome of your swing. So instead, rookie players should copy him and focus more on covering the ball, even if it means their club is just a little toe down. Trust us, you'll thank us later. Most importantly, you need to feel connected at the moment. Everything has to be in sync with one another. This is a dance, and you must swing to the rhythm. When players get out of sync, it usually starts with a bad move in the first quarter of the swing. Their arms go back first, the club gets away from their body, and then they have to make this loopy action to try to match things up by the impact. What you want to feel is connected. Try to get your body to move as one unit as you start the swing. You'll know you're moving better when you start to feel weight building in your right heel. Get the first bit of the backswing right, and you'll generally make a much better strike. To everyone who thought golf was a stiff sport, who's grooving now? Number 3, the top. The top is another crucial step of the process. It's also a place where most amateur golfers make mistakes. Usually, they will attempt to get the club somewhat flat or laid off. While there's nothing obviously wrong with this technique and a lot of pro golfers do use it, it's way harder to get right. More often than not, this way doesn't fit most swings. What Smith does in comparison is much more effective. Cam's club head is just across the line but pointing right on target. What may be seen as an error that can send an over-the-top swing works perfectly well when combined with the right stance and setup. Everybody take notes. Once players reach the top, there is plenty of potential for disasters. For example, lots of players get cast at the top. This means that as soon as they reach the top, they get ready to hit the ball. Casting the club head away from the body with some wrist action rather than letting the club release closer to the ball means you're attempting to hit the ball as soon as you start down. When you reach the top of the backswing, you'll know you're ready to start down if your body and arms stop at the same time. The transition should then feel as if you're not in a hurry. Allow your arms to drop down in front of your body as you begin the downswing. Simply rotate your body and you're in position for a good move through the ball. Now that we've got that down, let's get into the action. Number 4, the downswing. The way the player brings his club down tells you all about the upcoming hit. Done correctly, you can pat yourself on the back, but if you mess it up, you can kiss your ball goodbye. There are a few things he keeps in mind regarding his downswing. You have to make sure everything matches the tempo you set up at the start. Any sudden jerks or movements and your whole shot is ruined. What many amateurs do is try to hit the ball as fast and as hard as possible, so swing in hard from the top and get a messy impact. As you move into the downswing, slowly increase your speed, but save the bulk of your strength for the last quarter before impact and after. This creates that smooth motion that Cam is best known for. Other than that, you have to rely on your body to give you power, not just your arms. A good swing requires quick and consistent rotation on his downswing to keep the face from closing too quickly. He accomplishes this by turning his chest and hips aggressively while working his arms and club into an underhand throw position. Remember, kids, if you want the ball to go far, you need to put your hips into it. Number 5, the impact. Alright, here's the deal. You've done everything right so far, and now it's the moment of truth. This is like watching the launch of a spaceship. It's all about this moment. So listen carefully. If you observe the 6-time PGA Tour winner, you'll learn all you need about a successful impact. In every swing, he manages to keep the face from closing and his hands forward at the final moment. How? Cam's hips are open as he bends to the right. It's also worth noting that he's leading his swing with the side of his right forearm. And voila! Your ball leaves the ground onwards to your preferred destination. You can see him put his skills to use in the controversial LIV Golf Tour right now. His method has made him 3 strokes clear of the field heading into the final round at LIV Golf Chicago. He's backing up his opening 66 with a strong 4 under 68 to sit at 10 under currently. But he has one final trick up his sleeve. Number 6, the release. You need to know when it's time to let go. Throw the club too soon and it's all a mess. On the other hand, delay the release and suffer a similar fate. It's all in the details when it comes to golf. If you've made a mistake in the previous steps, you're about to find out soon. At this point in the swing, if you can see the butt of the grip from this angle, you're throwing the club too soon. Drag followed by a throw like Cam, the final outcome? Victory. Take these tips and go practice right now. It's time to let your weekend golf buddies know who's boss. The main lesson to learn from his swing is that you are not hitting the ball. You are stroking the putter head through it. It is not about the hit, but the journey that determines how far your ball will go. Who knows? Maybe you'll win a Claret Jug or 2 while you're at it. That's it for today's video. Which of these moves do you struggle with most? Let us know in the comments below. As always, remember to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back soon with another video.